The 70s gave us pure soul gold, but not every groove hit the sweet spot. Some tracks made the critics cringe, the DJs groan, or the fans reach for the skip. Remember when people booed disco or side-eyed that One Love song on repeat?
Moving my feet to the disco beat. How in the world can I keep?
These are 15 of the most hated R&B tracks from the 1970s. But are they really that bad? Number 15, Feelings by Morris Albert, the ballad everyone loved to hate.
Feelings of love.
Released in 1974, this ultra-emotional slow jam by Brazilian singer Morris Albert isn't technically pure R&B.
I wish I've never met you, girl.
But it snuck into black radio playlists, slow jam sets, and jukeboxes alike. And almost immediately, it sparked backlash. Why? For starters, everyone covered it, and Albert's syrupy vocals made it feel more like soft cheese than soul gold. The song became a punchline, used in TV skits, mocked by comedians, and even loathed by other musicians for its sappy sentimentality. Yet for all the hate, it became a slow dance staple, especially for those late-night dedications. You can almost hear a couple swaying awkwardly under a disco ball, pretending not to laugh.
Feelings like I've never lost you.
Feelings hit number 6 on the Billboard Hot 100 and went global. But ask any serious soul fan, it's a skip. If overwrought ballads got the side-eye, wait till you hear the genre swap curveball coming up next. Number 14, Disco Duck by Dees. The quack heard round the world.
Moving my feet to the disco beat. How?
Yes, this song happened. In 1976, Memphis DJ Dees rode the disco wave with a novelty hit so bizarre it became unforgettable, for better or worse.
Went to a party the other night. All the ladies.
Disco Duck featured quacking vocals, a cartoon duck voice, and a disco groove that somehow cracked the top 40 R&B charts.
When the world can I keep my seat?
Soul purists were horrified. It felt like a mockery of the genre, not a celebration. Many black listeners saw it as a corny parody of real disco, not to mention, it crowded out more meaningful R&B tracks on the radio. But despite the hate, it became a hit, reaching number 1 on the Hot 100 and selling millions. Even American Bandstand gave it airplay. You could hear it blaring from roller rinks and kids' birthday parties, while grown folks groaned in the background. If Disco Duck was disco's goofy cousin, our next song was just plain creepy. Number 13, Young Girl by Gary Puckett and the Union Gap, the one that aged horribly. Though originally released in 1968, Young Girl continued to get airplay into the early 70s on R&B crossover stations, especially during the rise of Quiet Storm formats.
Charms of a woman.
But man, the lyrics did not age well. Gary Puckett pleads innocence in a song about a relationship with an underage girl. And even in its time, many found the song unsettling. But once it crossed over into R&B territory, thanks to its melodic hooks and dramatic delivery, black listeners weren't having it.
And though you know that it's wrong to be,
critics slammed it as creepy, exploitative, and tone-deaf. And today, it's practically banned from nostalgia playlists. Still, it was a hit in its time, showing just how much pop and soul collided in strange, uncomfortable ways.
get out of here before I have the time.
And if that that left you squirming, the next track will have you reaching for the skip button and the glitter. Number 12, E.I.E.I.O. by Joe Tex. Funk meets farm animals.
Old MacDonald had a farm, E.I.E.I.O. And on the
Joe Tex was a Southern soul king with hits like Skinny Legs and All and I Gotcha. But in 1977, he dropped E.I.E.I.O.
Now on this farm he had some pigs, E.I.E.I.O.
Yes, as in the children's song. It's funky, sure, but it's also full of farm animal sound effects, silly lyrics,
MacDonald had a farm, E.I.E.I.O.
and a chorus that repeats E.I.E.I.O. over a disco beat. Even his fans were confused. Was it a joke? A kid's song? A drug trip?
Now on this farm he had some ducks.
Radio programmers didn't know what to do with it. Some spun it just for laughs, others banned it outright. But Joe Tex was always playful and didn't mind pushing the line between comedy and soul. Sadly, this one crossed into novelty land and never came back.
Buckle my shoe.
Still, there's a certain charm in how weird it is, like a dusty record you find in grandma's attic and have to play once. If that was bizarre, our next track was hated for being just too dang happy. Number 11, Afternoon Delight by Starland Vocal Band, the sugary snack no one wanted.
Rockets in flight, Afternoon Delight.
Released in 1976, Afternoon Delight was a crossover sensation, white bread harmonies, cheesy innuendo, and soft pop production.
And we know the night is always gonna be here anyway.
But once it slipped onto R&B radio stations, listeners were not thrilled.
Sky rockets in flight, afternoon.
The lyrics about daytime intimacy were cloaked in campy metaphors, skyrockets in flight. And while some found it cute, many found it cringeworthy. In the black music community, it was seen as bland and out of place amid the gritty soul and funk dominating the era. Still, it hit number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and won a Grammy for Best New Artist.
Afternoon Delight.
Before becoming one of the most parodied, mocked, and flat-out hated songs of the decade. And yes, it played at every office party and awkward wedding for years. If Afternoon Delight was too sweet, our next song was hated for being a bit too plastic. Number 10, Muskrat Love by Captain and Tennille. Rodents in Love.
Muskrat, muskrat, candlelight.
No list of 70s cringe is complete without Muskrat Love. Though the Captain and Tennille's 1976 version became a hit, it had many scratching their heads. Especially when it started getting played alongside soft R&B sets. The song features muskrats, yes, literal rodents, falling in love, with squishy synth effects mimicking rodent squeaks.
Sue starts to giggle.
It was bizarre, even by 70s standards. Many DJs flat out refused to play it. Still, it made it to number 4 on the Hot 100 and crept into R&B adjacent playlists where it definitely didn't belong. Fans of deep soul and gritty funk were mortified, yet somehow, it lives on in pop culture as one of the most unintentionally hilarious love songs ever. If Talking Rodents made you cringe, just wait until we hit the song that disco fans and soul heads agreed was a step too far. Number 9, Yummy 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 by Ohio Express, Bubblegum Gone Bad.
Yummy, yummy, I got love in my tummy and I feel like I'm loving you.
Technically from the late 60s, this track stuck around long enough to annoy 70s audiences too, especially after it was reissued and heavily spun in retro sets.
Love to hold ya, ooh, love to kiss ya, ooh, love, I love it.
Yummy 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 is bubblegum pop at its most shallow, and once it hit R&B crossover stations, fans weren't buying it. With its repetitive hook and candy-coated vocals, it felt like a commercial jingle more than a song. Some called it the death of soul. Ouch.
Kinda sounds funny, but to love honey, and honey.
It's catchy, too catchy. The kind of tune that worms its way into your brain and won't let go. And that is exactly why many hated it.
I love to hold ya, I love to kiss ya, oh love.
You could almost feel Isaac Hayes rolling his eyes from across the studio. From bubblegum to heartbreak, next up is a song that had everyone divided. Number 8, You Don't Bring Me Flowers by Barbra Streisand and Neil Diamond, melodrama overload.
Don't bring me flowers anymore.
In 1978, this powerhouse duet topped charts, but not without backlash. R&B fans were split. Some loved the theatrical drama, while others found it painfully overdone. Two vocal titans singing about lost love.
Sing me love songs.
And stretching every note into high Broadway territory. It felt more like a stage musical than a soul ballad. Black radio stations added it to slow jam sets, but listener calls were mixed. Some said it was real emotion. Others said, make it stop. Still, the song became a wedding favorite and sold millions, but in the world of R&B, it was just too polished, too showy. If that was heartbreak with a Hollywood sheen, the next one was hated for what it took away from soul. Number 7, You Light Up My Life by Debbie Boone. The song that softened everything.
You light up my life.
This 1977 mega hit held the number. One spot on the charts for 10 straight weeks and got more side eyes than applause from soul fans. Why? Because it helped usher in the rise of soft inspirational pop that pushed real R&B off the airwaves. Debbie Boone's vocals were pure and pretty, but lacked the grit, passion, and groove that defined the decade's black music. Many felt it was overplayed and overrated. It also became a favorite at church events and high school graduations, ironic, considering it was written for a movie about a struggling singer having an affair.
I love you never again.
Still, it won a Grammy, an Oscar, and millions of fans. But in the R&B world, it became a symbol of the genre's dilution on mainstream radio. If that song felt like a watered-down wine spritzer, the next one is full-on disco explosion.
You light up my life.
If these tracks are stirring up memories, good and bad, go ahead and like this video. It helps keep the conversation alive and lets us know you want more deep dives like this. And stick around, we're only halfway through.
'Cause
The final 6 tracks bring even more drama, backlash, and misunderstood grooves. Number 6, Boogie Oogie Oogie by A Taste of Honey, the groove that got old fast.
we're gonna boogie, oogie, oogie till you just can't boogie no more.
When Boogie Oogie Oogie dropped in 1978, it was a dance floor monster. Funky bass line, fierce female vocals, and pure disco energy. It seemed unstoppable.
If you're thinking you're too cool to boogie.
It topped the Billboard Hot 100 and even crossed into R&B and soul charts. But as disco fatigue set in, this song became a target.
Now get on the floor, 'cause
Critics called it repetitive, hollow, and disco by numbers. Even R&B fans who loved funk felt like this one lacked soul. It was was all flash, no feeling. Yet it sold over 2 million copies, helped open doors for women in funk, and still lives on in roller rink playlists. You can almost see the light-up dance floor and smell the polyester suits. Still, many soul fans were begging DJs to please stop playing it by the end of '79. But if disco overkill got you rolling your eyes, our next track will make you wonder how it ever charted. Number 5, Havin' My Baby by Paul Anka, the cringe heard round the world. Released in 1974, Paul Anka's Havin' My Baby was meant as a tender tribute. But came off as anything but. The lyrics, dripping with male ego and control, you could have swept it from your life, but you didn't, had everyone raising eyebrows. In the R&B world, where female empowerment was rising thanks to Aretha, Gladys, and Chaka, this song felt tone deaf and dated. It was seen as awkward, controlling, and painfully corny. And yet, it hit number 1, even got a Grammy nod. But over the years, it's landed on more worst songs of all time lists than greatest hits. The production was slick, but the message, yikes. If that was love gone wrong, wait until you hear the revenge anthem that made even soul fans blush. Number 4, Run Joey Run by David Geddes, the soap opera set to song.
Gone, so run, Joey, run, Joey, run.
Here's one you might have tried to forget. Run Joey Run, released in 1975, is a full-blown melodrama.
I can't erase the memory, the sound of Julie's.
Teenage pregnancy, angry father, gunshot death, all in under 4 minutes.
Got in my car and I drove like mad till I reached you.
Though not traditionally R&B, it snuck into black radio rotations during the crossover ballad craze, and many listeners hated it. Why?
Suddenly, a shot rang out and I saw Julie falling.
The overwrought spoken word intro, the high-pitched teenage girl vocals, the cheesy arrangement. It was like a soap opera and radio drama rolled into one. Yet, it somehow cracked the Billboard Top 10. Some DJs played it just for laughs, others swore it off forever.
I can't erase the memory, the sound of Julie.
You can almost imagine someone shouting at their radio, "What is this?" From fake drama to real backlash, our next song caused a riot on the dance floor. Number 3, Do You Think I'm Sexy by Rod Stewart, the Funk Faker. Rod Stewart had soul leanings, no doubt. But when he released Do You Think I'm Sexy,
He says I'm sorry, but I'm out of milk and coffee.
in 1978, it felt like a fashion model trying to crash the funk party. It was disco, it was pop, it had a funky bass line, but it didn't feel authentic. R&B fans saw it as a blatant attempt to ride the disco wave without doing the groundwork.
Want my body and you think I'm sexy. Come on, honey, tell me.
Some accused it of being a parody of black music. Others just hated how often it played. It was everywhere. Still, it shot the number. 1 in 6 countries and became Rod's biggest hit.
Just reach out and touch me.
And years later, even he said he regretted it. But if disco faking is a sin, our next artist had to defend her entire career against the hate. Number 2, Lovin' You by Minnie Riperton, the song that drove people mad or to heaven.
Loving you is.
Now this one's controversial. Because Lovin' You, released in 1975, is undeniably beautiful. Minnie Riperton's high-note vocal range is otherworldly. the birds, the dreamlike vibe, the sweetness. And yet, a lot of people couldn't stand it. Why? That chorus. La 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 la. Repeated and repeated and repeated. The pitch, the fragility. Some called it a lullaby. Others said it sounded like a kid's toy winding down. For every fan who felt transcended, there was another reaching to turn the dial.
Please stay with me while we grow.
But here's the thing. Minnie Riperton made history. That whistle register inspired Mariah, Arie, and more. Her vocal control was pure skill, not studio trickery.
I see your soul come shining.
So sure, some hated it, but many consider it a masterpiece. Still, if that one split the room, nothing prepared folks for what hit at number one. Number one, Shake, 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 Shake Your Booty by KC and the Sunshine Band, disco's most hated hit.
Shake your booty, shake your booty.
It's got the word shake 3 times in the title. That alone tells you how subtle it is. Shake Your Booty, released in 1976, was a monster disco hit and one of the most relentlessly hated by R&B purists. Why? Because it symbolized everything critics despised about late disco. Shallow lyrics, simple beats, and no soul. KC and the Sunshine Band weren't exactly embraced by the black music community.
Shake, 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 oh, shake.
Despite their funky arrangements, many saw them as disco carpetbaggers, cashing in on black music without the roots. But the public ate it up. It hit number 1 on both pop and R&B charts. Played at clubs, proms, weddings. You couldn't escape it.
Shake, 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 shake.
Even today, it's the punchline to many bad music jokes. Still, when that beat drops, something makes you move. Hate it or not, it worked.
Shake, shake, shake.
From ducks and muskrats to melodramas and misunderstood masterpieces, these tracks remind us that even in soul's golden decade, not every groove hit the mark. Thanks for joining us on this soul stroll through the most hated of the 1970s. Tell us in the comments, which song on this list actually deserves love? And subscribe to keep the groove alive. Every week we dig deep into the classics, the forgotten gems, and the tracks that made us feel something. Up next, 10 R&B songs from the 60s that changed music forever. Click it, and let's flip the script with pure soul magic.